While we're on the subject of checks, we should mention that all of the check transactions that were downloaded were originally written out of an actual checkbook. We also have the ability, however, to create and print checks right from within Quicken. Let's take a look at how this is done. Keep in mind that this also requires eventually purchasing checks that are compatible with the program. Intuit, the developers of Quicken, offer checks through their Office Supplies website. We can access the website by clicking on the Services sidebar tab on the left. We then click on the link Quicken Checks and Supplies. Of course, there are several other vendors that also offer Quicken compatible checks. We recommend that you shop around for the best price. We'll now demonstrate the process of writing a check from within Quicken. We first click on Write Checks, which appears just above the account register. This opens up the Write Checks window. Here we see an electronic form that looks like an actual check. Notice that the current date is already entered onto the date line. Pressing the Tab key, the Memorized Payee List box opens up, and we also see that a blinking cursor appears on the Pay to the Order of line. Let's type in Capital One as the payee name. Pressing the Tab key, we then enter $150 on the amount line. Moving on, we now see the words 150 only appear on the check. Notice also that the blinking cursor appears in the address box. Entering the payee address is an optional step, but let's take a look at the process involved. Clicking on the Address button opens the Edit Address Book Record box. Notice that initially we're in the Payee tab and that Capital One has already been entered into the Payee field. Let's now enter the rest of the address information for Capital One into the various fields. We'll ignore the country, attention line, and email fields, but we'll click on the white box next to the words Quick Fill List. This adds the payee contact information into what's called the address book, and more specifically into the Quick Fill list, which we will look at shortly. We then click the OK button to save our entries.